Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Steven Russo.
I'm Anthony Gonzalez.
And as you can see, we have a new setup.
We literally just format we trying.
we experiment now here. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, guys. So we just crooked our thing from going like this way to going this way now. So hopefully this might be better. This might be worse. I don't fucking know, but
we will find out though.
We'll have to find out. So guys, it's been a little while. We had some complications arise that hindered us from filming last week's episode. And I still didn't put out that Max Holloway special yet.
God damn it.
Nope.
They're going to think we're lying, and then we're going to have to add to it.
I mean, it's out there. It's in the archives. It's just not uploaded, you know?
We're going to have to add to it that BMF champ, and now he's going in for a title shot against
Ilya, yeah.
Ilya.
UFC 308.
It's going to be outdated.
Yeah, it's going to be outdated by the time I fucking get that shit out there.
Alright, so what we can do is we'll put it out, and then we'll do an update vid, like, right after. It's only like half hour.
Yeah, that actually might work. Or we can just film 2 clips. I'll merge them together. One of the two. But, anyway, so, guys, we had UFC 305 last weekend. That shit was kind of insane. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know?
It was pretty crazy.
It was pretty crazy. A lot better than I thought it would be. And it ended up actually, even though, obviously, the main event did not go.
Yeah, I was going to say, not the results we were looking for.
But it was still, overall, like, a pretty, like, decent pay-per-view, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, I would say so, too. It was entertaining. It wasn't boring. It wasn't a hug fest.
Well, except for that Rosenstrike and Tuivasa fight.
Even then, because I was on the edge of my seat, just biting my nails like, come on, Tuivasa, come on.
Somebody get knocked the fuck out. I mean, you put a matchup against 2 people that normally get knocked the fuck out. You would expect one of them to get knocked the fuck out, but no.
No, I was just completely biased. I'm like, come on, Tuivasa. Come on.
I took the insoles out of my shoe, about ready to go and do a shoey with Mr. Tai Tuivasa, bro.
He did, I saw it.
I was this close. If he had won that decision, even if he won that decision, even though the scorecards are fucking terrible, we'll get to that later. But, even though he didn't end up winning, it was still pretty entertaining, you know what I mean?
I was surprised when the full freaking...
I'm surprised it went the full 15. You know, it wasn't 25. God damn it. Don't put those guys in for 25 minutes. They're going to be like...
Well, maybe when John Jones eventually defends, it will be against 2 of us.
John Jones isn't going to defend. That's hilarious.
Said eventually.
Dana, stop glazing up your boy and make him fight.
Seriously, that dude needs to be stripped or he needs to be in the ring.
Bro, I don't understand at this point. But UFC 305 was pretty good. I mean, I'd give it out of 10, probably like a 7.5 overall.
Yeah, 7.5. I'd say 7 or 8. So
7.5 overall was pretty good. I mean, it was no UFC 300. Don't get me wrong, but UFC 300 kind of, I think, took the cake and ruined it for a lot of people. So, but, you know, we're going to go over our reactions to this right now, and we're going to go in order of how the fights happened. We're not going to be going in the order of, like, main event down the card, because why the fuck would I do that when we could do it that way? You know what I mean?
Because we know you'll just turn off as soon as you hear what we thought about the main event.
Exactly.
We're on to you guys.
Because that's all you guys want to hear is just how we feel about it, which I love, but at the same time, man, I need you to stick around for more. You need to hear our lovely voices through the speakers of your car or phone or whatever the fuck you're listening to us on. So, let's start off with the pay-per-view card opener. We had Carlos Pratt, and he knocks out Li Jingliang in round fucking 2. And we were both hoping for good old Li Jingliang to pull one out of his ass and win, but Carlos is he's just that good, man. He's just that good. God damn it, Lee. You know, I was rooting for you,
we weren't
man.
looking at it realistically. We were going off our feeling. We wanted Lee to win that.
Yeah, just because, like, you got totally shafted. You didn't get to use your fancy little suit that you had for the UFC, for the Ferguson and Diaz card that was originally supposed to be Diaz and Chimaev. Then a bunch of some weight misses.
I told you my feelings on catchweight, right?
Yeah, we love catchweight fights. You love them, don't you, Anthony? So, anyway. So Carlos is probably going to get a top 10 shot next since Lee was top 15. I mean, Carlos did come up through the Contender Series. That's what we're going to actually be talking about a little bit. The tail end of this podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about the new season
Yeah, we got
of.
3 different sections that you're in for if you're listening to us on your ride home and whatnot. We got the results we're going over. We got predictions for tomorrow's fight night, and then we even got Dana White's Contender Series as a
Just
topic.
all a bunch of neat stuff. This is a little medley episode. We kind of put everything in it at once. So, but Carlos, back to Carlos. I mean, he dictated the pace the whole time. He just landed the better strikes, and I could just tell he was wearing on Li Jingliang a little bit. You know what I mean?
There was only 2 times I thought that Lee might have had it in that.
Like I just don't know, man. It's just like the Lee looked slow. He looked lethargic. He looked very not like Li
Yeah,
Jingliang,
Carlo had that the entire time. It was like there were only 2 moments I thought, okay, maybe Lee can clutch something up here.
and he just couldn't.
Nope.
He just
Fumble.
couldn't find it. Fumble. Now this guy's probably gonna drop out of the rankings and fade into obscurity. I'm very sad, but
Who knows? We don't know. We can't see the future.
exactly. Everybody counted out Charles Oliveira when he kept losing, and then fucking look what happened to Charles Oliveira when Charles Oliveira decided to dye his hair and get some tattoos. Oh god damn!
He is
So
a scary dude. I'm not sure if I'd put him on the scary motherfuckers list.
I don't know if I mean, his teeth are too damn straight.
Submission wise, fuck yeah, get me the fuck out of there with him. But
Like, bro, I don't want to be rolling with the guy.
overall, there are ways to get around that.
I don't want to be rolling with Charles Oliveira, man. Nah, man. I'm gonna get twisted up like a goddamn pretzel. He's gonna pull out some sort of eagle, clawed, Darsh anaconda and fucking choke on me, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Probably also some backpacks and rear naked chokes. We saw one of those in the prelims, I think it was.
Yeah, we had, that guy that just fought
Yeah.
the fuck out of those hands in the prelims. Oh my god. There was one fight, I think it was the second to last prelim. The dude had a rear naked choke just sunk into the guy. It was fucking in. And then dude said, nah. Nah.
And there was that other submission attempt where he actually put the guy to sleep. Dude gets off him and lifts his legs. She's like, get that blood back in there.
Get that blood back in your system. That was on the early prelims. I think that was the first early prelim.
Yeah, it was exciting through and through.
That's why you always watch the prelims, guys. Okay, I don't give a fuck that it's gonna take you 6 hours to get through all of it. Fucking watch the prelims. Endure, man. But Carlos, he's looking good. That's a notable win over Li Jingliang, so I'm very, very happy for him. Good to see some new blood reigning into the welterweight division.
So I was gonna say, well, we hate to see something like that happen to Lee because obviously he kind of got shafted on his moment. It's also good on the other end because you get to see like the come up of Prop.
And that's okay. And Carlos, he got that contract on the Dana White Contender Series last year, 2023. So safe to say he's doing pretty good with his UFC contract right now. Now, next up, let's talk about the snooze fest that was Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Tai Tuivasa. Guy, these are two guys that get knocked the fuck out, as we mentioned, and neither of them got knocked out.
Nope.
It went to a fucking decision. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, like fucking burn my eyes out of my fucking skull. Thank you, phone, for reminding me that I need to mute you.
Heavyweight and decision don't often go.
It doesn't usually
hand.
go like that, man. I'm like, okay, it was just why. Also, the judges' scoring fucking sucked on that one. One of the judges actually got relieved of his duties right after scoring that fight so horribly. He scored a 30-27 for Tai Tuivasa. I'm like, okay, I love Tai Tuivasa, trust me, man. But like,
we all love Tai Tuivasa. We know you're in the Outback. But there's no way in hell you gave him all those rounds.
No, dude just didn't look very good at all. Neither of them looked good at all, I'll be honest with you. And it sucks because, once again, I love Tai Tuivasa. Rozenstruik, I'm a little meh with Rozenstruik, I'll be honest with you. But it's not that I have a problem with him as a guy. I mean, he'll fucking slaughter me if I challenge him to a fight.
You
but
just probably have a problem that he beat one of your guys.
It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of mez with him. I mean, fucking Tai Tuivasa knocked out Derek Lewis, and I fucking love Tai Tuivasa.
I love Tai Tuivasa too, but I definitely saw Rozenstruik shine more brightly there. That's why when I heard that 30-27, I was like, the fuck are you on there?
Yeah, but both of those guys, they were slow. They were too cautious. Both of them are guys that get knocked out usually. So neither of them wanted to get knocked out again.
The way I
So
saw it was Tuivasa was more cautious. That's what cost him it. That's how come he lost it.
I think if he, do you think if he opened up more, then he could have possibly found a finish?
I mean, look at the results. He lost.
Yeah, like, it's true.
Opening up might not have gotten you the win, but it wouldn't have gotten you the loss either. You got that yourself.
Yeah, this is true. But it
Brass
is.
tacks, man. Brass tacks.
This is true, but it was a pretty boring fight, guys.
Yeah.
I expected more, but it's okay. Boring fights happen, man. Not every single one's gonna be a knockout. Not every single one's gonna be a finish.
But goddamn, if I ever see one like that woman's before.
Oh, where they just fucking dance the whole
Who are
time.
they? Cause that's
Oh, the Rose Namajunas and fucking Carla Esparza fight. That one.
fuck the Namanunas Esparza fight.
And I
Fuck
love
that.
I love Namajunas too. By the way, she has a fight confirmed.
Awesome.
She's fighting Erin Blanchfield at some point in November.
I like both those fighters, and I even like I like the matchups. It's just you don't go in there when you're such high ranks and put on a hugging show.
It wasn't even a hugging show. It was a footwork competition, bro.
I was just like, I believe I even asked you that. I'm like, how do you score this? Because they're just not doing anything. You said that it would eventually come down to freaking who had center longer. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, when does it come down to that, man? Who keeps the center better? Plus, Carla Esparza had a couple of takedowns that definitely helped her case. I mean that those two takedowns that she landed on Rose Namajunas got her the title. Plus, that was the fucking crazy part. Rose Namajunas was going in there defending a title, and she just didn't show up that night.
That was probably the worst title fight I've ever seen.
I'm like,
It's
oh,
probably the worst fight I've ever seen. There was nothing that was like blood pumping or exhilarating about watching that. I just wanted it to be over.
yeah. I mean,
And I could not believe it was a championship.
out of all the ones that you've seen, yeah, that probably is the worst one. But the worst title fight I've ever seen, I don't think I've shown you it just because I want to spare your boredom. Fucking Yoel Romero and Israel Adesanya.
Really?
Fucking worst fight I've ever seen. Dude, Yoel Romero, Israel Adesanya. On paper, this shit should be a barn burner. Look at Yoel Romero, who's basically a Cuban fucking mutant. Dude just regenerates like fucking Wolverine. So, I mean, Marvel, don't sue me, please.
I don't actually. Wolverine Deadpool. I'll give you guys a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, excellent.
We saw that
movie.
shit.
Excellent.
That was
movie.
great.
I said that the Marvel universe can't with the way Marvel's been lately. Going off on a tangent here. We about to talk about
fine.
Disney.
It's a podcast. What the hell?
We about to talk about Disney, but you see the way Disney has been handling the Marvel movies lately. I mean, Endgame, Infinity War, all of that up like Phase 1 through 3 of the Marvel universe, incredible. Don't get me wrong. Like for the ages, I'm gonna show my kids those movies. Like when they're old enough. But I'm gonna show my kids those movies. But like, God, Phase 4 to now just hasn't hit different. We had a couple of gems in there. I mean, we had the Spider-Man Far From Home and No Way Home. But that's Spider-Man. You just can't fuck up Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. There's like really no way you can fuck up Spider-Man. But of course, Deadpool and Wolverine definitely shined here. But I was like, this Multiverse of Madness could have been much better than it was. I wasn't a big. I mean, I only watched one episode of WandaVision, so I really can't give you a clear dictation on that. I heard Loki was pretty good. I never watched it.
I'll tell you, Loki's really good. I'll tell you, WandaVision is boring until episode 4. I'll tell you that. I haven't gotten through Captain America and the Falcon.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter
I've
Soldier.
never watched that one.
Haven't gotten through that yet. I've started it up, but the thing is, from Phase 4 onward, it's just been
duds.
But there's multiple reasons for that. Like
fucking
you
killed Iron Man.
Well, I mean, stuff happens. That's just the storyline they want to tell. But like Multiverse of Madness, the fact the guy didn't do any research on the characters, that was some bullshit.
That was some bullshit.
They just got. I don't even know what the fuck the producer's name was.
Me neither.
But yeah, they just got in for I'm not specialist, but his horror hacks and whatnot, things he did. The coolest part of that was, spoiler alert, when Doctor Strange used the Souls of the Damned as a cape. And that was something specific that this guy would do.
Yeah.
That's his styling and whatnot. The fact that he avoided it beforehand was utter trash, and I'm gonna keep going on this Disney just a bit more, just so that we don't
Just
have
so
to
we
do a
can get our message.
podcast about it.
Mhm.
But from there it's become way too much woke. Obviously, I don't hate woke, by the way. I don't. But we can see when things are staged, like in the Endgame, where all the women come up like, "Haha, we're here now." Like that was staged to look like that. It's to grab them and whatnot.
Yeah.
But a big problem is the head of Disney. I believe they've stepped down and was replaced. So they're reorganizing things and whatnot. And Kang, Kang the Conqueror from the Loki guy. He was supposed to be the next baddie.
Like the
Like,
next Thanos.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He might have gotten into some disputes,
Oh, oh,
of the domestic kind, and so they've had to scrap that whole thing. So
which blows.
it's
That
really trash, in my own opinion. I mean, some of you might like it, but that's just my opinion on the matter.
it's just yeah, that's like that's what we're here to do, man. That's our channel. If you got problems, drop it in the comments. I'll take the interaction. But it's just Disney has not been really delivering for me lately. Fucking Multiverse of Madness could have been so much better than it was. Don't even get me started on Quantum Mania. Oh, fuck that
I've
movie.
yet to watch
I
it.
don't watch it. Okay, just stay away from it.
from
Don't do it.
from the Thor, what was it?
Thor: Love and
Love
Thunder.
and Thunder. It was okay, but it wasn't
I think they
like,
ruined Thor with that shit.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, I get it. The actor wanted to play something different. He didn't want to just be the same one hat pony the whole
the
time.
one trick pony. God
But
damn it, that one trick was working. Damn it.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
So like, I can't fault the actors. I can't fault the writers and whatnot. It's just it's not as good as it was before, and I don't see them recapturing how great the
phase 1 through 3 was.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, they have a case right now, especially now that they've introduced. I mean, if y'all haven't seen Wolverine and Deadpool yet, I'm about to spoil it, so I'm gonna tell you now. Skip a couple minutes ahead, and then I'll be done with it. But I think everybody in this damn nation has seen this movie to this point. So, now that they've brought back all these, all the X-Men, you got Blade in there, you got Gambit now, and Elektra. Like all of them are in here now, so I think they have strong potential to possibly move Marvel away from the Avengers and move it more to like the X-Men, the mutants, and Spider-Man. The Marvel universe that exists in the comic books. So I think we're in a step in the right direction, especially with Wolverine, Deadpool. The Spider-Man movies are always going to do good. That's just a truth of life. And that is just a fact of life. Yeah.
Or we do a crazy dancing montage going down the street.
But it's just I think I said that Marvel it came down to these two films. It came down to Deadpool and Wolverine. Make sure that hits, and it hit. Now they have to get past number two. Phase two here is they gotta hit the nail on the head with Brave New World, Captain America: Brave New World. If they fuck up Captain America, man, I mean they already pretty much have, because I mean it's not Chris Evans anymore playing Captain America. It's the Falcon now as Captain America. But I don't have a problem with Sam Wilson. I don't have a problem with that actor. I actually enjoy seeing him wear that uniform. If Brave New World flops, I don't know the future for Marvel after that, man. I mean, of course, you still have the X-Men. You still have that part of Marvel universe that you can definitely delve into and experiment with more. And I'd love to see another like X-Men movie with Deadpool, Wolverine, Gambit, Elektra, and Blade. I think that would be absolutely sick.
The thing is, I'm not sure if, like, because I know when the purchase went down, Disney said they're not going to touch like Deadpool. They know that we love it. They're not going to mess with it. I don't know if they're going to mess with the people who came back in Deadpool, honestly.
You know, I mean, we
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm here for it. Like, if you went from Avengers to X-Men, so that we can forget about how bad that was and just go between the two, I could see that working out too. It's just really tough to put my faith in Disney at the
It is
moment.
at this current moment. I mean, and also that garbage that was Eternals. I can't go without acknowledging the garbage that was Eternals.
Ugh.
Fuck that movie. Okay. Marvel. You're breaking my heart over here, man. You're breaking my heart. But phase 1 through 3, you did perfect. That was great. I'm showing those movies to my kids. Like whenever I have those, which probably won't be for a while, but we should probably rope back to the other side of Disney and go back to
Easy, got
ESPN
you.
and
So
UFC.
Disney, on that note, the cutaways for the fight nights and whatnot. We got Can You Feel a Love Tonight. We got Eye to Eye playing because they've got a new punk rock album they're gonna be releasing pretty soon.
Whole new sound.
Excited to see when those drop and how they do. But those are usually the cutaways now if you're keeping up with the UFC
Yep.
fight nights and whatnot.
They're punk remixes of your favorite Disney songs from when you were a kid. Yep.
And
The
that
emo Disney adults have now taken over the universe. It's amazing.
that links us back up with UFC. So let's get back
Alrighty.
to it.
So we just went over the garbage that was Tai Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rosenstrike. I don't know where either of them go from here. I think Tai Tuivasa definitely needs to fight down. I even say Rosenstrike has to fucking fight down again. Like, I don't know where they're fucking going now. But meanwhile, at least we went from at snooze fest to absolute fucking slobber knocker on the next
sorry,
one.
I can't let this get away from me. I mean, it's hard to go up when your fucking champion doesn't
Your
fight.
fucking champion doesn't fight. God damn it, Dana. Stop glazing your boy. I make a fight. Aight. And, anyway, so we went into this absolute fucking banger of a fight. And that fight was Dan Hooker versus Masouts Gamrot. That was my call for fight of the night. It got fight of the night. I knew that was going to be a crazy fight.
This fight was exactly what I thought it would be.
Exactly as advertised through 15 minutes. It was incredible. Dan Hooker comes out with a decision win over Masouts Gamrot. He gets to win in his hometown. That obviously wasn't either of our predictions, but god damn it, did I like seeing Dan Hooker win, man. That was fucking awesome. Dan Hooker back in the top 5 now for the first time since fucking 2020. And
I feel like we said that one could have been a coin flip.
Yeah.
But at the end, we gave it to
Gamrot. Because, like, I think I even mentioned it in that podcast. Dan Hooker can always shock you.
Yes, you did.
And sure enough, Dan
it wasn't
Hooker.
Shocking. I could have called him the winner too. It was just on that day I felt like saying
Gamrot. But you know now Gamrot was number 5 in the world, right? Number 5. So that means Dan Hooker is now back in the top 5 of lightweight. And everybody in the top 5 of lightweight, with the exception of the champion, is coming off a loss. And one suspended. Armin's suspended. So hey, he'll be back though. I think his suspension's up in November, but he's not going to be fighting Islam. Obviously, Islam's still out with that hand injury. So we won't be seeing Sarukian and Makhachev 2 anytime soon, unfortunately. But that top 5 of lightweight, those are your biggest stars in the entire fucking UFC, all right? You can put Dan Hooker against any of them, and it's going to be a banger, all right? It's just incredible the way it went down. It was such a great fight. It was such a back and forth battle. I mean, you had Gamrot shooting him for takedowns, and Dan Hooker kind of figured out the takedowns. He was starting to jump gilly on him. And, you know, then he just kept beating him up on the feet. And, like, he used his jab. He used his range to keep Gamrot away. Dan Hooker did a stellar job in his home country to, you know, get back into the top 5 of lightweight. But I don't know where Dan Hooker goes from here, but I do have a pitch. I want to see Hooker versus Gaethje. I think that's going to be insane. They're both guys that don't fall down. They're both guys that don't back down. And they're both guys that can take and can give. So, I mean, I'm so down to see them just meet in the middle. No fucking head movement, just swinging at each other. I think that'd be an awesome fight. And plus, Gaethje needs a big, exciting fight now that he's coming off of that big loss to Max Holloway, which on the biggest stage, UFC 300, you're defending your BMF belt. You sacrificed your lightweight title shot to fight Max Holloway, and you came up short. Now, Gaethje needs something exciting, and I think Dan Hooker can provide that for him. I also wouldn't mind seeing Hooker versus Poirier again. That's my favorite fight of all time, guys, if you don't know. That's one of my favorite fights I've ever watched. It's one of the first fights that I ever watched when I was starting to get into UFC, and it's one of the first fights that I show people when I'm getting them into UFC. Like, I have a strong love for Hooker versus Poirier, and I would not mind seeing that shit again because Poirier says he wants to fight again, and I'm going to take him at his word. If he wants to fight again, let's have him fight Dan Hooker again. I wouldn't mind that. Also, Charles Oliveira. That's another good matchup for Dan Hooker at the top there, especially if he beats Charles Oliveira somehow, some way. I don't think he will, but if he does, think about how crazy that is for Dan Hooker's career. All right? And just, And him and Armin, even Islam, that would be a rematch. He faced Islam once and like lost, but that was on short notice. He had just fought like 30 days before that fight, and then he just decided to take the last minute shot against Islam and just came up short. Yeah, don't take a short notice fight against Islam Makhachev. It usually doesn't go well. Ask Bobby Green. Ask Dan Hooker. Ask Alexander Volkanovski. All right. It usually doesn't go well. So if you're going to fight Islam Makhachev, have a full fight camp. Please and thank you. But I don't know, Ant, what do you feel you want to see Dan Hooker do now that he's top 5?
Oof.
Keep in mind, everybody's coming off of a loss, so it's pretty wide open right now. Except for Armin. But
I'm gonna be completely honest. I like his chances against Oliveira the most, because Gaethje will just put anyone the fuck out. I'm sorry, that man's
that man's got cinder blocks for hands.
Poirier. I like Poirier for that. If we do the two, more than
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
But yeah, so Oliveira I think would be
Oliveira's the best
Hooker's
matchup.
best shot. If this is me trying to get, fucking I just had it. This is me trying to get Hooker to keep moving up eventually, because Oliveira's coming off a loss, and it was kind of, he kind of looked a bit silly.
Yeah,
a little bit silly,
a little bit at the end there.
Sorry, LeBlanc. You know I'm a huge fucking fan. I hope you know that. If you heard me talk about you and chat you up on any of our podcasts, these guys were all haters when I first got in here 2 years ago. I always supported you because when you got haters, like, I always support the underdog. You losing your title, bullshit.
The bullshit.
Fucking half a pound of fucking bullshit, and they won't even get John Jones to fight. But coming off his loss and whatnot, and coming off such a big win, I think Hooker's best shot is against him. Poirier fought like fucking hell.
Yeah, he really did. Dude was a warrior that night.
So I would love to see. It's not gonna happen. I already know it. I would love to see.
Never say never.
Yeah, but trust me, this pitch is fucking crazy. You said Sarukian, right?
Yeah,
Give
Sarukian's up
me
there.
Sarukian and fuck is his name? Champ. We fucking hate him.
Islam.
Yeah, give me Sarukian. Give me I just lost the name again.
Islam.
All right, give me Sarukian. Give me Islam. Makhachev, right there.
Make that a fight.
But even if that's for champion, I want to see Gaethje Poirier for interim champ.
That would be sick.
And that'll leave, you got Oliveira and
Hooker.
And Hooker. Those are the 3 fights that I can see being made.
Fights to make at
like
lightweight.
This.
Yeah.
Just like where it just works.
Yep.
Because obviously Islam wants to fight freaking.
He wants to fight Sarukian.
Sarukian.
And Sarukian is the rightful number 1.
Obviously, we love our Gaethje, we love our Poirier.
Obviously.
And you got freaking Hooker coming up against Oliveira. Oliveira on a loss, Hooker on a rise.
Yeah.
I see that as being what I would make if I was the matchmaker.
It would be nice. And plus Gaethje Poirier 3. You can't tell me that's not going to be a fucking banger. I mean, they're 1-1. They both knocked each other out. So I mean, let's see it happen again. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, but there's also rumors that Poirier might go up in weight and fight Colby. But
where the fuck's that guy been?
Yeah, where the fuck?
I know
Colby
he wasn't
been?
even there for the title fight. I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't even. He did not show up for that fight.
He didn't take a knee during it.
Yeah, he didn't even take a knee for the first responders. But I heard rumors, like obviously they're internet rumors. Take them all with a grain of salt. But that Poirier might move up and face Colby Covington. And when he was on an interview, the interviewer gave him like a slew of fighters that he could use as like his next fight. I think he pitched Oliveira, he pitched Gaethje, he pitched Chandler, he pitched basically everybody. Except for Dan Hooker, because Dan Hooker hadn't beaten Gamrot yet.
Side note, Chandler, I want you to fight.
Yeah, goddamn it. Just stop waiting for McGregor at this point.
Greggy's just going to wait again or call someone else out. And you lost your 5th ranking over it, so get your ass back in that octagon.
Yeah, I at this point, Chandler, I mean, that's such a fun fight. Conor McGregor versus Michael, we almost got it. But, like, if it did, at this point, man, if Conor's not gonna fold, man, then if Conor's not gonna sign the dotted line, then God damn it, Chandler. I'm sorry. You're not. You're gonna have to miss out on your bank night. You've already wasted 2 years of your career, waiting for this guy. So, like, Chandler, just break free, man. McGregor's not coming back at this point.
I don't care if you've been in fucking fight camp every 731 of those days. I really don't care because the problem is you've got no steam anymore.
He
You
has
gotta
nothing.
get that fucking thing cranking.
Yeah, and he had
What'd you say? 3 fights to get into the top five. He got
he got into the top 5 on his first fight.
first fight.
Yeah, because he faced Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker was number 5 at the time.
So motherfucker, you've already lost top five. You've got to get your ass back in there. He's number 6 now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I
You
don't know
gotta
how much the rankings moved since the Hooker win.
you've got to get your ass back in there and get yourself in a fight.
Yeah, you gotta just stop waiting for McGregor, man.
Fuck this Greggy guy.
Like, he's not coming back, bro. At this point, he's
Greggy
not.
ain't fighting, and Jones ain't fighting who he should be fighting.
Like, Gregor's not coming back, and if he does come back, I don't know if he's gonna face Chandler, man. I'll be honest. I don't even think Connor's coming back. I've pretty much lost all hope that Connor's coming back. So, just top 5 of lightweight just got shaken up again, and it's a re-entry this time, not somebody breaking in, but somebody breaking back in, which is an even more of a fucking impressive statistic. Dan Hooker, man, I'm telling you, once these UFC fighters in the lightweight division get all sorts of tatted up and dye their hair blonde, man, they just become a different fighter. Like, look at everybody was like, oh, okay, Charles Oliveira, he sometimes wins, sometimes loses, that's fine. He ain't ever gonna be champ though. What happened? Same with Dan Hooker. Oh, Dan Hooker's cool. He does good fights, but I don't know if he's ever going to be champ. Well, man, I'm just saying, his chances against Islam are low. But, like, and anybody in the top 5 of lightweight, with maybe the exception of Oliveira, then low. But, I'm not here to count Dan Hooker out, man. I never have. I never will. And I know I predicted against him. But, it doesn't. I didn't count him out, though.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure we said that was a coin flip. Honestly, either one of them could have shown up.
I love Dan Hooker, man. He's great.
And they both fucking showed up.
And yeah, dude,
Wow.
fight of the night. It was excellent. Gamrot versus Dan Hooker is gonna go down as one of the best fights of 2024. Dan Hooker, man. Always rely on that man. Anyway, let's go to the co-main event now. Kai Kara France knocked the fuck out of Steve Erceg in the first round. I didn't expect it to be that quick. I had Kai Kara France winning, but I did not have him winning in the way he won. Kai Kara France came out there ready to fucking rip, bro. Steve Erceg looked like he forgot to wake up, I'll be honest with you. And then, like, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But, like, god damn, Kai Kara France, man, I love Kai. I've always loved Kai. And, like, I always like that he showed up. But this was, like, completely, like, I am on a fucking mission, Kai Kara France. Like, and he's like, I want to get that flyweight belt. And I got to get through this motherfucker who got a title shot out of fucking nowhere. And I'm going to show him that I'm the one that should get it next. And god damn it, did he?
I was going to say that fight specifically also showed what I've always been saying. There are levels to this shit, okay? Now, Erceg got a shot at the champ.
And he gave a good fight to the champ.
He gave a great fight. We all saw him as putting up a fucking great fight with a slim possibility of winning that.
Yeah,
too.
he did. If he didn't shoot that
He had
takedown.
his fucking shot. But Kai Kara France has been there
He's done that.
for a while. I heard he was put on the back burner for something.
He was for a while. Just injuries and shit pulling back.
So he came with the statement that I am still here. There are levels to this. You are not quite there.
And Urseg's still young, man. I mean, yeah, he lost, and yeah, it may look a little directionless for him right now, but I don't think he is directionless. Hear me out with Steve Urseg. Have him face Brendan Royval. I think that's a good fight. I mean, they're both coming off of losses to the champ. Well, now the champ and Kai Kara France. But and Brendan Royval hasn't fought yet. Moreno's nowhere to be seen. I'd love to see Urseg Moreno. That'd be a great fight. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Moreno just kind of disappeared a little bit.
It's the drift at sea.
He's just building Legos somewhere. He's probably working on that big ass fucking Star Killer base one. Not the he already finished the Death Star one. He needs to build the Star Killer base now one. You know. But I think Urseg should fight Brendan Royval. I think that's the next fight to make that a co-main event on a pay-per-view card. If Urseg's ready to go by December, have it done in December. Like co-main event to whatever the main event's going to be in December. That's not confirmed yet. Neither is November, but I think we can all pretty much agree it's going to be John Jones and Stipe Miocic because fuck.
Listen, 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 listen. We're going to have to introduce a defending interim champion.
Reigning, defending, interim heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall.
That's all I'm ever gonna say whenever fucking John Jones is brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the defending interim champ?
That's just fucking insane. But god damn it, I think but back to Urseg. I think if Urseg's ready to go, come December, have him fight Brendan Royval then. I think that'd be a great fight. I'll be honest. I think it'd be a good fight. Both of these guys have made it to the top. I mean, Royval just beat Moreno, and so that's pretty huge. He also lost to the champ, and Steve Urseg also lost to the champ. So, it's gonna be it's pretty interesting at flyweight now. But I think we can clearly say Kai Kara France gets that next title shot, 100%. Especially with an emphatic stamp on it, the way that he put the stamp on it. Yeah, Kai Kara France is your number one contender. No interim championship fight needed. Give him Pantoja, and let's see them two duke it out. And we'll see what happens from there.
Has Pantoja fought him?
Has Pantoja fought Kara France? I don't believe so. I'd have to go back and check.
Because I don't know most of Pantoja's come up story.
I mean, he has Brandon Moreno's number. He faced him 4 times and beat him all 4 times. Once on the Ultimate Fighter, another time when Brandon Moreno was first on the UFC roster, then 3 times actually, and then just now when he took the title away from him last year. So yeah, Kai Kara France, your number one contender. Please, let's have Pantoja fight somebody. Let's have him face Kara France. Maybe that's December. Maybe that's the co-main event in December. Whatever the main event might be. I don't know if the flyweight title will main event. I mean, I know it did main event 301, but let's be honest, we were coming off of 300. There weren't a whole lot of people available, and plus a lot of people got booked after 301. So I think maybe let's do Urseg. And if Urseg's ready to go, let's have Urseg and Royval put in the number 3 spot, co-main event. Let's do Kai Kara France and Alessandro Pantoja for the title. I think that'd be pretty good, but we'll see what happens. Flyweight's moving, though, which we love to see. Flyweight was pretty stationary for a while, with Moreno and Figueiredo being
like Moreno and Figueiredo?
I mean, Moreno and Figueiredo, man, I want him to fight a 5th time. A bantamweight. Let's have him fight a bantamweight 5. Let's make the quintilogy a fucking bantamweight.
Moreno's gonna get flyweight, and then you got Figueiredo getting
bantamweight.
Bantamweight.
Let's just have a double champ fight. That's gonna be yeah, but I don't know, man. I want to see him fight a 5th time, but at the same time, that's not good for a division when it's just the same 2 guys fighting over and over
but
and over again.
But it's fine because Figueiredo is taking care of a different division now.
I mean, goddamn, he coming off a win too. So I mean, he might be one fight away from a title shot at this point. I mean, Figueiredo, since he debuted at fucking bantamweight, man, he's just been on a tear. And I'm like, I'm here for it, honestly. We love Figueiredo. So, we love Figgy. We love the Figgy boy. But yeah, that's flyweight, man. I'm happy. Flyweight's moving. Flyweight's getting some attention, some new faces. Fuck it, finally. So, I'm here. I like it. I like it. Now, let's talk this main event real quick. Dricus Du Plessis submits Israel Adesanya in the 4th round. I did not see that coming. I predicted Dricus to win. I predicted Dracus. I was right. I'm sad that I was right, but I was right. I did not predict a submission out of him, though. I thought Israel Adesanya's submission defense would have been much better than that. But, dude, Israel Adesanya's just got good takedown defense. He did not have good submission defense. I mean, he almost got choked out in round 2. He was lucky he made it out of that one. But then when he got down again, man, Dracus just knew what to do. He just wrapped him up, took him down. And Izzy just was reactionary. He went to his knees to get back up and used the hands as like a base to push himself back up. That's not what you do when there's a jiu-jitsu guy on your back. When you get up, you want to go to your knees. Yeah, you're gonna give up your back, obviously, but then you gotta attack that grip. Like the dude, you gotta find them hands. You gotta find his arm, and you just gotta take one away. Just gotta take one away from him, or just hold on to both of them as you're getting back up and use them as a vantage point to get back up. But Israel Adesanya didn't do that. He reacted in the moment and made a dumb mistake on the ground, and it cost him the middleweight title. Because if I'm being honest with you, man, Israel Adesanya was on the way to a decision victory if that kept going, or maybe even a finish. He was tagging him pretty good. He could have knocked him out come the 5th round. Honestly, the way that Drakus was looking, he was looking a little wobbly whenever Izzy hit him, and plus Izzy was going to him at the body. He just kept eating away at that gas tank. But Drakus, man, he's losing the fight. Like, he could have easily been down 3 rounds to 1, maybe even like 3 rounds to 0. I mean, that second round was a little bit of a coin flip, but the first round, Izzy. The second round could have gone Drakus or Izzy. The third round was Izzy. But it just Israel Adesanya, he can still compete. I liked seeing Israel Adesanya be Israel Adesanya. That was good. It just he made a mistake. And that's just what happens, man. One takedown could be the difference maker. You could be winning the whole fight, but then somebody lands that one punch, gets that one takedown, and that's it, And that's just the story of what happened with this one. Now, Israel Adesanya seems pretty fucking directionless as far as this middleweight title picture is concerned. Well, maybe not the middleweight title picture. Sean Strickland's up next. But we're going to see Drakus and Sean part 2, which I don't mind. I love Strickland and Drakus 1. That's my fight of the year right now. I don't know how the fall's going to look. The fall's looking pretty banger right now. We got Marab and Sean. We got Pereira and Roundtree. We got Holloway and Topuria. And we're probably going to have Stipe and Jones. So, I don't know what's going to happen. But we still got a couple months left. We still got a whole last quarter of the year to go through. And then we'll see what happens. But as of right now, Drakus du Plessis and Sean Strickland is my fight of the year. And if we see it again, man, that's sick. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think it's going to be early next year, probably. It could be even a year past when they originally fought. So they fought in January this year. Would not be surprised if they fight in January of 2025. Because I think Strickland's itching to get back in there. But Drakus has to heal up real quick. So Drakus got a little beat up. So
I could see that being the first pay-per-view of the year.
just like it started off the year this year. Strickland du Plessis 1 started off this year, first pay-per-view of the year after UFC goes on their 4-week break when we get really sad. Then once they take that break, it might be ready to go by then. I don't think Drakus is gonna make the quick turnaround and fight in December. I know Sean Strickland would, but Sean Strickland has fought in June. If he in a fight where he didn't really get hurt at all, nothing really happened at all in that fight. And I don't think Drake is gonna make that turnaround. So I'm gonna say early next year, January, February, Drakus du Plessis and Sean Strickland will go at it for a second time, and we'll get some closure as to who actually wins this time. It was Drakus by slim margin, controversial margin the first time. Sean has been campaigning for that rematch. Looks like he's going to get it. But I will say, whoever wins that fight, Strickland and du Plessis, you got to fight whoever wins Hamza and Robert Whittaker. Now, I think maybe Izzy takes the loser of that fight. We'd either get, if Hamzat Chimaev is able to conquer the Robert Whittaker test, then it should be Hamzat gets the winner of Strickland du Plessis 2, right? And then we'll see Izzy and Robert Whittaker 3, and we'll see if Izzy still got his number, because he's had his number twice now. So he's up 2-0, but at this point in time, I don't know where Israel Adesanya is going to go. I think that's his best fight. Either way, he's going to get a good fight. It's either going to be a familiar foe or somebody that people have been wanting him to fight for a while. Everybody's wanted to see that fight between Hamzat and Israel Adesanya. So
the thing with this fight, this Adesanya du Plessis fight, is I could see it going either way the entire time. I didn't see contender Izzy, and I didn't see defending Izzy there.
It was just
I saw
Izzy.
a new Izzy.
That was a new Izzy.
I think this is the Izzy we're gonna have. This is gonna be the post-championship Izzy.
Yeah.
Not saying he can't get back there.
He definitely can.
Not saying he can't get back there. But the fighting wasn't what I was expecting from Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I had predicted Izzy to win. I thought he'd come back to make a statement.
Knock him out in the second round. Yeah.
But I probably was counting du Plessis out. I just hadn't seen enough of the guy. However, even though I would give Izzy 2 of those rounds, I could not definitively have defended if he had lost by decision too.
Mm.
Like either way, it didn't seem
It was a
like
good fight. It was a good fight.
yeah.
A very close fight. Both of them very evenly matched. And to be honest, Izzy has the style to beat a Drakus. It just Drakus found a way. He broke through.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that submission, it might have been a completely different ball game there. But even if it wasn't for that submission, I'm saying by decision, I could have still seen them giving it
to Drakus.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't see enough for them to stand out to take it away from the champion.
It's just it was a good fight though.
Yeah.
I mean, as upset as I was that Izzy lost, man, it's okay. It was a good fight. It came down to one mistake, man, and that's all it came down to. But overall, that fight was good. Really good fight. Very exciting. I was happy to watch Izzy get back in the octagon again, fucking finally. So, please
Been a
don't.
minute.
Been a minute. Please don't go away for a year again, Izzy. Your absence was felt, bro. But I know he can't do this forever. He's 35 years old. So any fight could be his last at this point, just like everybody else that we know and love. Your Charles Oliveira's of the world, your Gaethje's, your Poirier's. Like even Poirier's even dazed at retiring. He said he wants to come back now, but hey man, I don't know. They can't be doing this forever. They maybe got 1, 2 fights left in them between the all of them. Like between all of them, man, I think they only got like maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 fights left. But or else we fall into a Tony Ferguson situation.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to see Charles nor Gaethje nor Poirier go through a Tony Ferguson. So or Izzy for that matter. I don't want Izzy to go the way that I don't want Israel Adesanya to go the way Anderson Silva did, because Anderson Silva, a fucking crazy guy, boogeyman, fucking ripping, killing shit in the middleweight division, right? But then he just lost. Then he lost. And then he lost. And then he decided to go away after that. And I don't want to see an all-time great like Izzy. I'll even go to say he's an all-time great. I'm not going to say he is the greatest middleweight. That is still Anderson Silva. But I don't want to see one of the best to do it go out the same way another one of the best to do it did. So, I think go on your terms, guys. Don't overstay your welcome. Fight when you can, and fight how long you can.
What if we just leave one glove in
Tony! Tony! Oh, Jesus. I just don't want to see any of those guys go down the way Tony Ferguson went down. Man, that's just tragic. So, yeah, overall, man, UFC 305, solid pay-per-view. We had some shockers on there. We had some bangers on there. We had some snooze fests on there.
the ring?
Yeah,
Couple disappointments.
couple disappointments, but 7.5 out of 10, definitely. 7.5 out of 10. Now, what you guys might not know is there's fights this weekend, actually. So, and it's a pretty good fight night, but I felt we could only go over the Cannonier and Caio Borralho fight that's going to be main eventing this Saturday night on ESPN Plus. So, Jared Cannonier, you guys
Wait,
know
before that,
what's up? Oh yeah, Pepsi hit us up, bro. I just finished one of your Mountain Dews, man. Good fucking shit. I also got Prime here. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get that little lick from little lick from Logan Paul. Yeah, throw me just throw me $1 million. Sorry. I just want one. I just want one.
I think Paul's busy at the moment.
Yeah, he's dealing with some shit. But oh fuck. God damn it. Make your bottles easier to open.
Don't do that. We don't want spillage.
There we go. Alright, so let's go into this fucking main event that's coming up, right? So, Jared Cannonier, obviously mainstay in middleweight. He's been at the top of the bill for a while now, and he's been there. He's faced Izzy. He lost to Izzy, and the dude has just been on a very up and down.
A lot of people can say they lost to Izzy, though.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people can say that they lost to Izzy. And that's okay, because Izzy's one of the best to come out of that fucking division. But,
Izzy definitely put the company on his back with all the fucking pay-per-views he was hosting and whatnot.
Dude, defense after defense after defense. Dude carried the load and carried it well. But, anyway, so we have Caio Borralho, who's actually been making waves. He came up through Dana White's Contender Series in 2022. And he has been doing pretty good ever since. He's coming off of knockout victory over Paul Craig. Paul Craig it moved down to middleweight recently to try to get a better record on his hands, and it was working. And then it just didn't work when he ran into this Caio Borralho. He's coming off. He's on a fucking 6-fight winning streak in the UFC and 13 overall. So yeah, this dude's going crazy lately. He's got that free spirit neck tattoo right over his fucking. Ugh, I fucking hate that. I fucking hate that tattoo.
Yeah.
It's so bad. But he's a good fighter though. The guy is well rounded. He's got insane power. He's got smoke in those hands, bro. And he's just a big guy. He's a very big, long guy. And coming off a knockout win over a notable name like Paul Craig, that does very well for your UFC career, right? Gives you a big name that people know and are familiar with, and you beat him. Now you get to go against another guy that people know, and maybe you'll beat him. But Borralho, he's coming off that TKO over Paul Craig. Now Cannonier is coming off of a controversial TKO in June. Now he got rocked, bro. He got fucking ripped, and it was bad. Like he got really fucking ripped. Like he was wobbly. But the guy was still standing, still fighting against Nasruddin Imavov, but obviously because he's wobbling, because he's barely defending himself, he's going like this, can't get his footing. Ref calls the fight. A lot of people said Cannonier could have kept going. I can agree with you. I think it was a little bit early, but goddamn it, was he wobbly? And it just gets to a point of, I mean, the dude's 40 years old, right? He's been fighting since forever ago. He's got knockouts across 3 weight classes. Like the dude has made a name for himself. And he started at heavyweight, moved down to light heavyweight, then moved down to middleweight. This guy's had it. This guy's had a good career, long career. He's been around a fucking while, and he's still fighting at 40 years old. But like, when you get wobbled like that and you're like doing the fucking chicken dance in the octagon, uh, do you really want to? Is it just prolonging the inevitable? Like he's gonna go down, right? You would think, but
You gotta protect your fighters.
yeah. So I mean, no fault to the ref to stopping it, but I can argue that it was a little early. But I can understand why the ref wanted to step in when he did. But regardless, it is a pretty controversial stoppage. A lot of people are saying Cannonier should have kept going. A lot of people are like, oh, no, that was a good decision. He was just prolonging the inevitable. It's a pretty debated topic. But now he's back against this new guy. And, I think this might be a make or break for Jared Cannonier. If he loses to this new guy, I think he's just going to fade into obscurity, if not retire. I don't know. He's 40 and he's been around a while. Dude's got a family. Dude did service in the military before going into the UFC. So, I mean, this dude's tired. I think dude might be a little tired.
Long career, expansive.
Very long physical career. I mean, it started in the fucking U.S. military. Like, you started in the military and then you became a fighter. Like, you have had a very physically demanding life. And you're 40, which, amen to you, that you're still fighting at 40 years old and you still look shredded as shit, because he does. But, like, I think bro's a little tired. Bro might be a little tired. So I think this one might be a make or break. If he beats Caio here, he can show that he's still at it. He's still got it. He can still fight up. But if he loses, man, I think he's just probably going to fade into obscurity and then retire. And then, if not, just retire right there on the spot. Who knows? He's had a very up and down record since beating Izzy. Since getting beat by Izzy in 2022, he's like win some, you lose some, win, you lose. It's been a very up and down record since he fought Izzy back in 2022. I don't know how he gets back to the title picture, but I know if he wants any sense of a title aspiration, he's got to beat Caio here. But I just don't think he's gonna do it. So I'm gonna be honest. I think Caio Borralho is gonna finish him. I don't know what kind of finish, but I think he's gonna finish him.
I don't see Cannonier for this, but I think it's gonna go to decision.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go to decision. I think, yeah. I mean, I love Cannonier. Don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to slander Cannonier, but
Wait, actually, is it 5 rounds?
It's 5 rounds. Yeah. It's main event, so yeah.
He's going down 4th.
He's going down in the 4th.
Yeah.
Cannonier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love Cannonier. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have a good feeling when he fought Imavov and he lost. I'm having the same feeling this time around. I think it's gonna be even worse this time. if I'm honest. So, but which sucks. We hate seeing somebody with that much longevity go. But and I mean, dude's already carved a record for
Keep in mind,
himself.
guys, we both called Gamrot.
We did,
He lost.
and he lost. Cannoneer could fucking shock us. But for now, man, I think Kyle might be a little bit too much. He's a little too hungry. He's young, and obviously, since he's coming off the Dana White Contender Series, we're gonna be talking about that in a minute. Dana White pushes the absolute fuck out of the people that come off the Dana White Contender Series. It's like Dana White's little NXT for those people that follow wrestling here.
I'm seeing the square pop up. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what he does. Like if I am to put it into wrestling terms, I know a lot of you on here are strictly MMA fans. Some of you guys are MMA and WWE, and some of you are strictly WWE, right? So, if I'm gonna put this shit into WWE terms, Dana White's Contender Series is NXT. Okay, it's basically the UFC's homegrown way of making new superstars, new fighters, and they get pushed to the fucking moon when they get a contract on Dana White's Contender Series, and we're actually gonna intro that right now. So Dana White's Contender Series has been going on since 2017. We've had in this new season. This is the 8th year in a row that they're doing it. So we got this new season started about 2 weeks ago, and there's already 8 contracts that have been distributed. My favorite out of everybody, all the fights have been very entertaining. These guys are fighting for something. They're fighting to make it. So obviously they're coming in with the notion that I got to finish this guy. So obviously every fight that you see on Dana White's Contender Series, I highly recommend you watch it, because every single fight, that motherfucker's got something to prove, and that motherfucker want to go out there and knock people out or submit somebody or just be an absolute domineering force the entire time. So
They are all very hungry.
they're all very hungry, and if they win and impress the boss, they get the UFC contract. And basically, it's the easiest way to get into the UFC. What Dana White does with this series is he finds prospects from all over the world, right, and he brings them together in his little fighter farm, and then he just has them fight like a fucking chow garden, and just goes, okay, this is the guy I'm gonna push now. A lot of people have come out of Dana White's Contender Series, some that you might not actually know of, or maybe you do if you're a hardcore MMA fan. But this is very worthwhile.
I will say, as a lightweight fan who's only started this recently 2 years ago, I did not know some of these guys. I did know some of the big ones, like you all know. There were some from the list that he's about to go over that I did not know came from DWCS.
Yep. So Dana White's Contender Series, it's bred so many current and future stars. It's actually insane the way it's happened. It's like a direct line to get to the main roster of UFC. Like, I'm gonna say main roster like I'm talking WWE, but it's true. It like Dana White's Contender Series is NXT, but for MMA.
You show up on this, you're probably going to be in the top 15 within the year if you do well.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to have a fight with either
A big
top
name.
15 or someone who's right there.
Yeah.
Just to get to a buzz going. And then it's up to you to do with it what you can.
Like with WWE and NXT, look at Tiffany Stratton. She was there in NXT last year. Now she's in the main roster. She missed Money in the Bank. Look at Carmelo Hayes, one of the big heels on SmackDown now. Look at fucking, I don't want to say it because he's not in main roster yet, but look at Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears, motherfucker. So he is doing great on NXT. Trick Williams is looking to be bred to go on to the main roster now. Who else has come up from NXT that we fucking love? I can't really think of him right now.
Trick, I'm looking out for. I'm waiting for that, man.
Trick Williams is gonna go.
I
crazy.
believe in him.
He's believing in Trick Williams. Even Drew McIntyre went down to NXT after he came back to the WWE. He didn't go directly to the main roster. He went to NXT, and then he made it back to the main roster. Like, let's see, who's on Raw? Ilya Dragunov, the guy that actually just puts on banger of a match every single time he's in there, came off of NXT. Gunta, your current world heavyweight champion, came off of NXT UK. Like, bro, your superstars are born, and Braun Breaker, your current Intercontinental Champion, came from NXT. Now, it's just...
I'm sorry, I'll just always see him as a watered-down Brock Lesnar. That's
really
just me.
pretty much what he is.
That's just me.
But enough about the wrestling, though. Let me tell you about some up-and-comers and like future stars that have come out of Dana White's Contender Series. I'm gonna start with Peyton Talbot, who's probably the most my most sought after prospect right now. The dude looks really good at bantamweight. Like, I'm intrigued whenever he fights. You know, he just got a contract in 2023, and he's already calling out Sean O'Malley and the top 5 of bantamweight. And Dana's letting him. He's pushing him. Peyton Talbot gets good matchups. And now he's not ranked yet, but he'll be ranked very soon. And you also have Bo Nickel, who's been doing so good in the UFC the past 2 years. And he won his contract in 2022 on Dana White's Contender Series. Ikram Alaskarov, who just went up against Robert fucking Whitaker, Dana White Contender Series alum, 2022. All right, we have Carlos Prats, the dude that just KO'd Li Jingliang. Dana White's Contender Series alum, 2023, just last year. And he got Li Jingliang.
Top 15?
Top 15, right away. You have Jasmine Jazz DeVicius, who's been a Canadian prospect. She's been doing a little bit better lately. But last year, struggling a little bit, I'll be honest. But she is a Dana White's Contender Series alum from 2021. Jailton Almeida, who's been absolutely making waves at heavyweight. Dana White's Contender Series alum, 2021. You know, it's just Jack Della Maddalena, another guy at welterweight that just fucking knocked out Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns! Dana White Contender Series alum.
Went the way of his brother.
He also hit Herbert Burns also came from Dana White's Contender Series. He hasn't been doing very good lately. But damn, he got to the UFC though. But Jack Della Maddalena, Dana White's Contender Series alum, 2021. Ihor Potiera, the guy with a Jesus tattoo on his chest from Ukraine. Dana White Contender Series alum, 2021. There's a lot of people that have come out of this shit, guys. I think you know Caio Borralho, who's fighting in a main event this fucking weekend, just got his contract in 2022.
What's he's fighting Almeida, right?
Who? Borralho?
Yeah.
He's fighting Cannonier.
Oh, Cannonier.
Yeah.
What isn't Cannonier ranked?
Yeah.
What's his rank?
I think he's top 10.
Top 10 right there.
I think he's top 10. Let's see. Adrian Yanez came out of there in 2020. He's been a pretty reliable fighter, definitely. Carlos Ulberg, who trains with Israel Adesanya and Alexander Volkanovski, Dana White Contender Series alum 2020.
We got any news on Volk? I know he was at the weigh-in show. We got any news about what he's doing?
He's definitely itching to get back in. He's said that he's been back to sparring now, like full force, and he wants to be the last minute replacement if something's to happen with Topuria and Max Holloway. He goes, but don't worry about it this time. I've been training. So
I'm sorry, but as a champion, you should always be training.
Yeah.
That's how you keep that belt.
But back to some other like up and coming stars. Ignacio Bahamondes, who probably has one of the best wheel kick knockouts in the UFC right now, came out of Dana White's Contender Series in 2020. Tracy Cortez, who just fought Rose Namajunas a couple weeks ago, 2019 alumni. 2018 alumni and Ryan Superman Spann, the guy that knocked out Dominic Reyes about 2 years ago. Raul Rosas Jr., 2022, and you know how much Dana White loves him. He's opening a fucking pay-per-view card in September. Let's see. Waldo Cortez Acosta. He's been fighting pretty frequently lately. He came out of there in 2023. And he's been getting some pretty good matchups too. Ishmael Bonfim came out of there in 2022. He has one of the best flying knee knockouts over Terrence McKinney. Go and look it up if you haven't already. And then it's this Dana White fighter farm has even created 2 champions. And one's a current champ and one's a former champ. Jamal Hill was a Dana White Contender Series alum in 2019. And he became a light heavyweight champ. And our current bantamweight champion, I know you guys have been waiting for me to say this one because this is the one you guys probably know of the best. Because you probably remember Snoop Dogg going, O'Malley! When he fucking knocked out that guy. It's Sugar Sean O'Malley, your current bantamweight champion, and Dana White's new fucking cash cow. So,
well, I mean, if fucking Greggy won't show up,
then I gotta put it to somebody else.
And if Jones won't do the fights he's supposed to,
it's just gonna have to do with somebody else. So, fucking Sean O'Malley, one of the first Dana White Contender Series alum out of the first season in 2017. And look at where Sean O'Malley is now. Like, this Dana White Contender Series, it is worth your while. I know y'all don't have anything going on Tuesday nights. So Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Man, you better be tuning in Dana White Contender Series. There's only 3 episodes in. I'm already an episode behind. I only watched episode 1, but
I would say, what if we have Taco Tuesday going on?
eat the tacos and watch Dana White Contender Series. But I know y'all don't have a lot of plans on Tuesday nights. Nobody fucking does. So
You said earlier, I don't know if you mentioned it here, but you definitely mentioned it to me. 8 contracts awarded this season so
yep.
far.
So far this season, there have been 2 episodes, and there have been 4 fights on each episode, and 8 contracts have been awarded. So, cha-ching, motherfuckers! And usually, most of the time, these fights are really exciting, and they're finishes or they're absolute fucking dogfights. These guys have something to prove, guys. Dana White Contender Series is worth your while. It's on every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. So next time, why don't you do me a favor and go and watch Dana White Contender Series and come back and tell me how much you loved it? you know,
And if
uh,
you're a bit early, don't worry. Just put on one of our podcasts.
exactly. So I mean, it's clear that anybody that's coming out of Dana White's Contender Series, they have it's clear that all the new and exciting stars are getting pushed from this little farm that Dana White has created. And I'm excited to see what happens with everybody that gets signed off of the Contender Series, because most of the time those guys fight like hell, and they actually look very new, obviously they're exciting, and they look very promising. I mean, look at that fucking roster that I just gave you of just a couple of alumni. There's more that are still fighting now that are getting very favorable matchups. Those are just a few that I thought you guys might know. I knew you guys would know the two at the end. Jamal Hill and Sean O'Malley, man, they're the two big ones coming out of the Contender Series. But yeah, Dana White Contender Series, worth your while. It's only on for 8 weeks, so get to watching. You're only 2 episodes behind right now, so that's not too bad. Or you might be 3 episodes behind by the time I upload this. I don't know when it's gonna be online, but you know, watch Dana White Contender Series. Tune into Cannonier and Baralio this weekend. UFC 305 was actually a really fucking good pay per view. I'm done. Anthony, are you anything to add?
No, I think we've covered about everything.
Well, guys, that's it. I'm gonna leave you guys on that note. So get out of here. Have a great night.